4, 3, 2, and 1. We are live. What is up, ATG fam? How are you doing? Back in the studio. It's been a great week, honestly. Truly humbled and blessed just for the feedback that I've been getting for the podcast. Nothing excites me more whenever I invite guests on and they get to see the studio, the full 360 shot of all the art that I have on the walls and stuff. It's just a good feeling, you know. It's what we represent. When we first started the podcast, if you guys are just starting to, follow, we used to feature a different piece of canvas art on the backdrop. So that was kind of like our brand, was different poster, different piece of canvas art. And eventually my walls got flooded with art, to the point where I didn't know what to do with them. So, thanks to God, I got blessed with this new spot that we're in, so I can blow up this room with art as much as I can. And I just want to say thank you guys. Anyways, enough of me. We're on episode 68, guys, and I just want to say this next guest, he's a good friend of mine. I'm so proud of how far he's gone, I've known him for at least, over almost 2.5 years, 3 years. And it's crazy to think that it's been over a year and a half since he was a guest on the podcast last. He was rocking with us when we didn't have no mics, no nothing. Straight up, beginning stuff. So that's how I know he's a true homie. And let's waste no further time in introducing Frankie Armenta, owner of Own the Day. Let's go, baby. We got a lot to talk about. All right, man. So how's your 401k doing? Just kidding.
It's been good.
So you voting a Democrat or Republican this year? No, just kidding.
I declined.
Sometimes I like to just throw people off. No, man, how have you been? You got a lot of stuff going on, man. So much. So, do you want to introduce yourself, kind of just for our audience that just started listening, what you're about, what you represent?
For sure. My name is Frankie with Own the Day. I do graphic design, branding, marketing for myself, a lot of local businesses, and that's how I've been able to just continue making a name for myself and continue to, push these projects and do events, you know what I mean? It's been pretty cool, bro.
It's been a crazy ride, man.
Facts.
It's
cool.
I
feel like I'm on the night show right now.
You are on the night show. You're on the late night show. Got some coffee and everything.
Facts.
Mom, this isn't alcohol this time. It's actually coffee, so I might not go too off the rails this episode. Just kidding. Just a couple zinners.
Facts.
No, man. So I wanted to talk about, this is a big weekend for you. Today especially. This episode is going to probably drop tomorrow, but today, the day that we're shooting this, you just dropped your latest release for Own the Day, Metal.
Yeah, newest project, Metal, just dropped, bro.
I didn't see that one coming. I wouldn't have expected Frankie, because you're a Wiz Khalifa guy.
You know
what I mean?
Wiz Khalifa. You need a Wiz something up
I know. I'm going to I need to step it up. Put some Wiz, put some pre-rolls on the walls.
That's fucking dope.
No,
but dude, it's kind of funny because it's definitely different, but it's not off-brand, I don't think. As far as I think it's time.
I like to look you in your eyes.
I've been thinking about lately, Tyler the Creator was talking about it in an interview one time, and he was pretty much just talking about how what's the reference point to why you do podcasting, ATG? What's the reference point? Where is it all rooted back to?
Mm-hmm.
And as I keep dropping, it's kind of tough to make every drop sentimental. I remember the Growth Project had a lot to do with my personal life and stuff like that. So When I drop something like this, it's more for younger me, for the fact that I can just create a death metal tee and go all rock, roll out with it type shit.
Dude.
And I think it's on brand because I grew up listening to rock and a little bit of metal, and I was always inspired by the grunge.
Oh, dude, it's the total against the grain, bro. Breaking all social norms.
Facts.
Back in the day, rock was you look at a Limp Bizkit concert or something.
The devil, dude. That shit was looked at evil, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is ATG as fuck.
Yeah, dude, I love it with the eye and everything. Yeah, for those of you guys that follow me on Instagram, and those of you guys watching this episode, I'm gonna drop your IG as well in the bio for anyone who's interested. But I think it's so cool, man. It's cool that you find different ways to stay so creative, and like I didn't see it coming. Like you're not predictable, and I think that's like such a big, it's such a big thing for you. And as a creator, because when you become predictable, some people, you're gonna find your niche audience, but like. You might have some metal fans that like we're just waiting for this. You know what I mean?
Dude, there was, and I feel like, my goal is to just tap into different markets. Like based off the last drop with Josh Mazua, shout out to Josh.
Jesus.
That was a big project for me and for the brand, and that whole style was Japanese influence. You know? So to go from that to dropping a straight death metal project, it's vastly different. And even to what's coming probably shortly after that, it's totally different too. So I think tapping into all these markets is kind of where I'm thinking, as long as I keep it on brand and continue to tap into different areas. Yeah. I mean, I don't see the harm in it. It's like, it's going out to everyone and not just...
For sure.
Type of person.
Yeah. No, well, like, that's why I can relate to your brand so much, because Against the Grain, Own the Day, like, they're so, how do I say it? You can stamp that on anything. You know what I mean? Because it's a lifestyle. It's not like a certain, like, you can own the day, whether you're a metal dude, whether you're a Japanese, whatever, like, it applies to everyone. And so it's cool that like I don't know if you thought about that when you created it, but like you can touch every type of audience with your brand.
I think I started to notice that for sure. Especially that's why clothing's not behind it. That's why it's not like, that's why I don't like to look at it as a clothing brand, because ultimately it's just like my creative project, bro. It's I just happen to put out T-shirts, right? It's not really a clothing brand. It's
you're an artist, dude. Like you're an artist, and it's just
thanks, bro.
Whether it comes on a canvas or a shirt, it's like you're creating something different and new. Facts. That people, want to like. I think it's cool because like I wish I could take like that Mac Miller poster and take it with me everywhere, so everyone knows I love Mac. But like your art goes with you everywhere you go. You know what?
And that was the cool thing about the last project is. Josh does canvases, so like, but it to some extent it stays in your room, it stays in your four corners. Right. The T-shirt you're wearing out, you might fly to a different country wearing that T-shirt. So I think also when I was creating the brand, I just knew that we all wear T-shirts, and it's kind of like a thing where
it's like a part of identity. It's like your identity
style,
a little bit.
Identity. Personality, I feel like I hit it on the point without really knowing.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's really cool. Yeah, I mean, like me, like I'll even wear specific shirts cool just to spark a conversation. You know what I mean? Oh, what do you mean you miss the old Kanye or what? You know what I mean? And then it's just like it's fun to me. Like I'll wear sometimes out there shirts or I'll wear like a Gorillaz shirt, hoping that someone will like be like, dude, I love Gorillaz.
Probably pick up chicks that way.
Not even, bro. I'm too weird and too raw.
I feel that.
Yeah, but it's all good, man. That's why we're leaders, Sometimes leaders, it's lonely. I don't want to say it's lonely at the top because we're not at the top, but it's hard when you're creative and weird and unique because you can't really relate to many people.
For sure. Yeah, I'm pretty like to myself and like the home team, the same group of friends I've had since I was like a young kid, you know what I mean? So
that's cool.
I was never a type of kid that like jumped through like friend groups. I have different types of friend groups, but like I have a core friend group.
Yeah.
It'll always be that.
Once you hit a certain age, your circle's like down to 2 or 3 that you just know, like they're not going anywhere type. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Like family. Like today, I caught a lift with Danny Jaramillo, Martin Jurado. And those are like two of my core friends. Like they hit me up to go to the gym. I'm gonna go to the gym.
Word.
Even if I don't want to. I was kind of I just like was not feeling it today. I'm like, it's Saturday. Then I get the text. I'm like, but that's why you got each other. You know what I mean? Push each other. Do they help you out? Like, do they give you advice? Your close friends? Or do they kind of let you like do your own thing and like?
I feel like I do my own thing, and I always like show people, especially the home team, like, yo, how does this look? What do you think of this graphic? What should we do next? But ultimately, I feel like I just move off instinct, and then, I'll like get ideas from people like, okay, people are digging red, or now people want crew necks, and then I'll create something, and then once I have a product, then I start showing people like, all right, what do you think of this? And
cool.
Little do they know, I already picked their brain, so by the time they see it a second time, they're kind of sold.
So you like kind of like the way I think of it is like if you're like a parent and like you're trying to figure out what to get your kid for Christmas, you start like hearing things that they are interested in.
Exactly.
And then for Christmas, you give them that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And they're like, oh,
exactly.
Dude, what?
Exactly.
And you're like, remember that one time in Walmart you told me?
And
that's
just
cool that you have your ear always in tune to what's going on in the culture.
For sure. Well, it's like I need to listen to what the people want, especially if they're the ones buying it. Like, I need to cater to them and, ultimately create a brand that has value. But, like, also, I hate the word small business, but being a smaller business, it's tough to always just have product. Like, I wish I could fucking have own the day everything, but there's budgets, there's costs involved, so. Oh,
dude, inventory is... Yeah. I dabbled with merch a little bit. I only do like private stuff for people. But when I was buying bulk, dude, it's hard, man.
It's real.
It's like buying legal drugs, man. Once you get the supply, you got to figure out how to get rid of it. You can't just like drive around off the trunk of your car. You got to, like I think you're doing a good job setting up this event and stuff. Dude. Because you're getting everyone all together. And, you're hanging out. Every time I go to an event, I end up leaving with something that I didn't even plan on getting. I'm
trying to think of the last one. I think it was just like, a soft opening or it was a kickback. You had to have been there.
At Ito's?
Yeah. Shout out to Joe
at
Ito's Barbershop. But the last two have been like bangers. Like me and Joe will sit back and just be like, wow, like this room's packed. Everyone's having a good time.
Yeah.
Music's going. And, that's what I'm looking forward to, because I started to notice that if we promoted a hangout instead of come buy my shit, more people are going to come hang out, probably stay a little longer.
For sure. And there's less pressure. It's like more just like, hey, come play games. Let's have fun. That's what's number one.
For sure. And I just want people to hang out and have a good time. And, if you're smart about it, you'll probably network a little bit. And that's what I'm kind of hoping that these events start to do. But next Saturday, Ito's Barbershop, Nintendo Tournament.
February 10th, for those of you listeners that are listening this week. I'm going to make sure we're good.
Munchies provided.
Damn.
I'll be hosting. Me and Joe will have food, music, vibes. The new drop will be available. Pretty much anything that's still in stock by then,
What else? So you said you guys got a Nintendo?
I've had a Nintendo for probably a couple years, and I just collect the games over the years. The latest one I got was Mario Race for like $50.
Wait, so Nintendo, is this the... It's not Nintendo 64, it's a Nintendo. It's
a 64.
It is a 64? Oh, okay. Because when you said 007, I'm like, it has to be 64.
It's GoldenEye, yeah.
There's going to be some bad blood there.
Dude. And I feel like it'd be cool just to do something different and bring everyone together and like have a hangout, and... I'm really looking forward to it because, like, I invited my whole fucking contact list, bro. Like,
that's cool.
I invited everybody.
That's cool.
And not everyone's going to show up, right?
Yeah.
Even if a quarter of the people I hit up show up, it's still going to be, like, a dope time. So I'm just pushing that right now.
That's good, man. And like you said, like, the networking thing is so important. It's so cool because then you get to see the people behind the brand and you get to hang out with them for more than an hour.
For sure.
Start talking. And, I mean, I met a lot of new people. Every time I go to Joe's pop-ups or something like that, I always end up getting a new contact, potential guest, something like that.
For sure.
Like even your cousin, I'm gonna get her on soon.
That'd be cool.
Break her out of her comfort zone.
That'd be cool.
She does some good art. Watch, I'm gonna show one of them.
Maybe I can hop on with her.
She'll be all right, bro.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna ask her if she's Republican or Democrat. Shout out. If you guys know this, you know this.
If you know, you know.
We'll put that up there.
My cotton mouth is killer, bro. Fuck.
I should have gave you some Gatorades or something, bro. I forgot. I got you, bro. If we got a timeout, we could time out.
Where?
This homie shows up cotton mouth. Predictable ABQ, boy.
Oh, bro.
Bro. Just kidding.
Oh my God, gone mouth.
Hey, bro, you got any snacks? Just kidding.
No, I munched it out before I came. I'm respectful.
That's cool, man. So now, like, with the drop and everything, what's it like? Like, is it just like, I can imagine it's kind of chaotic. Like, once you put it live on your website, are you just tracking everything? Like, is it a lot of work once you drop, or is it just kind of sit on it and...
You sit back after that. You know, I think it's just prepping. Like, this drop is the most prepared I've ever felt for a drop in terms of, like, I've had content for weeks. I've had posts ready for weeks. I've had photo shoots lined up weeks prior. The product was done way prior. Right now, I'm just sewing tags.
Yeah.
Which is just the back end. And by then, I just do it per order, you know?
Just do it on your own at your house or what?
Yeah, I got a little singer set up. I started sewing probably definitely in between the last time I was on.
I'm going to start hitting you up for some of my jeans, bro.
Nah, dude, I fixed my girlfriend's aprons, my dad's tees. Yeah, I sew
That's legit,
patches.
dude. That's a skill that's probably forgotten.
Just to be more hands-on with the product, too. Like, the more I can touch it and actually be hands-on, the more I can talk about it, the more I'm going to understand the fabric.
Right.
And, you know, I'm just trying to tap into that because I was never too into fashion, but now that I'm just trying to be different and, like, hone in on the clothing, I'm really just trying to, you know, learn as much as I can.
That's cool,
man. And on
man.
top of the graphics and the branding, like, sew as well and just have that in my pocket so, you know, I don't have to pay someone else to do it.
That's cool, man. That's cool. That's just taking ownership of it is so important.
Facts.
And it's like, it's cool to know that every single thing that we buy from you, you put your hands on.
Dude, fuck
like,
it.
now that I think about it, it's like, that's all you.
Cheeto fingers on the fucking...
You're not just like this, you know what I mean? You're dabbling in it.
And, yeah, this is the most prepared I've felt. I've had everything prepped, so now that it's out, I just kick back, chill, gather orders. You know, next week's going to be huge. I have a pop-up tomorrow, a few pop-ups in February and March. So, you know, just kind of prepping, having shit ready so I don't got to get ready.
Damn. That's cool that you know, like, or you're connected enough to jump in all these pop-ups and stuff like that.
I think it took a while, man. Just knowing the right people, that was everything.
Who's throwing events or who does stuff like that. Because I don't, the only one that I really dabble with is like Joe's, and then sometimes I'll go downtown, like for the art walks and stuff like that.
Honestly, I was heavy on art walk for a while, but I feel like I just kind of outgrew it, especially like when you're popped out on the street of Central, dog, it sometimes doesn't attract the best customers, you know what I mean? So being in the right places is also kind of targeting the specific groups of people who are
kind of went more exclusive with it.
Yeah, facts. And I feel like when they see me at a place like Joe's, like you've seen my thing popped up, you know, and I stand out from other booths because I have a full branding aesthetic.
It's all about representation and appearance, you know.
Facts.
Even like just this like backdrop, all these little things. Dude, it's like don't you think it's a whole different atmosphere when you have that set up around you?
I think there's a different type of demand, respect, you know. There's so much that goes into it. Like someone's whole attitude can be different just by how it's represented, or like their opinion of something can be, you know, slightly different just depending on how
dude, we're placed. Human. We like gravitate towards what's pretty, like naturally, and we don't even think about it.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
True.
That's why McDonald's is bright red and yellow, because like your eye just don't think about it
today.
Yeah,
my girl went this morning.
You don't even think about it, but it makes a difference. And I started doing this. I got inspired by an artist. She's a very well-known artist in New Mexico. She's kind of took on the place of, like, I don't want to say grandma because she's not that old, but like an older mentor. Because I lost my grandparents, so I'm like always gravitated to like older people for just wisdom.
Word.
And she invited me to her studio. Shout out to Samurmis. Samurmis, she has a studio, kind of like a room like this, and she just fills it with all the stuff that inspires her. Like pictures, newspaper articles, random things you wouldn't even think about from a magazine, just plastered everywhere, dude. That's dope. She said as soon as she goes in there, like it just like bounces off on her, dude. And so like I kind of wanted the same atmosphere like in the room, you know what I mean? Like
Super dope.
subconsciously when I'm talking to you, all this art and everything that's so creative. We got a new piece from Japan. Like all these things are just like, you know, sparking a conversation in a way, you know?
For sure.
Because like think about it, like if you were doing an interview, kind of like similar to how when we first started in like just a pure white room with one light, you feel like you're like getting interrogated almost. You know what I mean? Like I don't want my guests to feel like I'm like an interrogator, or like have them in a hospital room.
For sure.
And then like it's not overly lit in here, so you don't feel like there's this grandiose production. There's all this pressure on you. Like we're literally just in my room right now, me and you.
Posted, yeah.
But like the same thing like with your backdrops, it's like, you know, people walk by it and they're like, oh, what's this? Like this looks sick. On the day, what is that?
Well, even like I think my attitude as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh shit. I was like, wow, like I knew you got a new setup, but I didn't expect this. So even my attitude as soon as I saw it was just like, okay, like
It's game time,
it's
baby.
game time, you know? And I think it's similar mindset when people see my merch. It's like, or hopefully when they see the overall, you know, brand, they're like, wow, this is really put together. Especially when you try to do your own thing and you're in that situation. I think those people tend to, you know, appreciate it a little more. But you know,
Yeah, it doesn't go unnoticed for sure. So the fact that you think about that, it's just as a customer, like people do pay attention big time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If you're walking down a car lot and you see this sick yellow Corvette, that's going to be the car that you're like looking at. Like all the other cars, you're just going to walk by. Even though they're probably better or they have good, you know, whatever mileage, that sexy car is going to always catch your attention.
Damn right.
So you gotta be sexy out there, bro.
You gotta wear it on the day. You gotta be sexy.
Yeah.
Man. I feel that.
And dude, I know we covered this probably on the last podcast, but like, how old were you whenever you first decided like you wanted to create and you wanted to like just put yourself out there? Like, were you a teenager or were you in your 20s?
I feel like I was just a young kid. I always wanted to do something creative, and everyone told me there was no career in it. You know, that was a big thing growing up. Is like there's not a career in that.
Right.
There's no money in that.
And this is before like the internet blew up and all this. You know what I mean?
The internet was still. I mean, it was a thing,
But
it
like
wasn't
now
like,
everyone is a creator type. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So like you almost like had a sense that where it was going in a way, or that you wanted to put yourself out there.
I don't know, man. I didn't feel like I belonged in any other field. Like I wasn't. Ironically, I'm in an office, but I never wanted to be in an office.
Yeah.
Like in a cubicle. I didn't want to be crunching numbers or fucking clocking a register or even working for anyone. You know.
Right.
I just wanted to create. You know, and
then you tell that to your dad or your mom. They're like, "What are you talking about, son? How's that gonna put money on the
get a job.
Yeah. You think you're gonna find a wife doing that?
I feel like initially, like
I don't know. I just gave your dad a Hispanic accent. I don't even know. Actually, I did meet your dad. He's cool.
Not that far off.
I just like imagine all New Mexican parents like, come on, what the heck?
Come on, mijo.
You need to get out of the house already.
I feel like at first it wasn't about like I remember being young and being like I wanted to be a running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? And there comes a point where it's like, okay, that's not realistic.
Yeah.
And art was always in the back of my head. Like I think I wanted to be a painter for a long time. And you only really saw famous people being successful doing it, right? So like I think my dreams were crushed for a long time. And then it wasn't really until I started to take like mushrooms, to be honest, that like my mind was opening up to like my senses. Like I can do shit. If I put my mind and energy to it, like
well, you just probably broke out of the social norms, like the social mindset of like this is what we do, this is what everyone does. You do this, you do that, and it's like you like it like exits you from that traditional way of thinking.
Right.
You know, I think, and also too, I think God appoints us like certain people to do certain things, and they just can't explain it, but they have this calling that they just know they have. You know what I mean? Like some people are just called to do certain things, and this goes out to our younger audience too. Like if God's calling you, or your heart is like saying like, you know, I know everyone is telling me not to do this, but you know, it might be a big risk. It might like. That's a life worth living, right?
Bro, that's what
like high risk, high reward. But that's how I've always lived, so it's hard. Like not a lot of people think like that. But like, how fun is it? It makes life so much funner to like take chances and see things pay off.
I feel like I'm able to do so much cool shit and be a part of so much cool shit and know so much cool people.
Yeah.
Just because I'm doing what I want to do. And then over time, I feel like, you get into going to shows here, you get the backstage pass here,
Yeah.
or, you start to experience a little more exclusivity in terms of like what you're actually doing. And, I think I'm already experiencing that. I feel like I'm blessed to just be around so many dope people who either are helping me out, getting me into certain events, or hooking me up with this and that. It's pretty cool to have everyone around me just supporting me.
Like whenever you like start putting out your own frequency, you attract your type of people. You know what I mean? So if you're always trying to fit in or you're always trying to adapt to other frequencies, you're gonna always be unhappy.
Straight up.
And then once you start like creating and doing your own thing, all of a sudden all these people that like are aligned with you start popping in. All of a sudden this, person that like does music is like, dude, all of a sudden it's crazy, dude. You gotta put out your own broadcast. You don't think about it, but like, I mean, not literally, but like your own your own vibe, your own brand, your own, and then all of a sudden certain people attract to you.
Absolutely, and especially like now that it's 5 years deep, over time you just build a bunch of cool friends. And over the time, I've dropped so many projects. I don't even know how many like projects I've put out, but like there's just a shit ton that are like super dope, and I can kind of see where I was learning and where I took L's and when.
Well, dude, I want to give you your flowers because like I'll wear your merch out and like I'll end up connecting with people that recognize your brand, and then I'll become a friend of theirs just by wearing your shirt. Like for example, the other day I was at Optimum Human. I've been going there for a while, and I was Optimum Human. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I think so.
And so I show up wearing your merch, and they're like, "Oh, that's a sick shirt." Shout out to Adriana. This is Adriana. She works there. Anyways, let me tell you. So she recognizes one of the brands, and I'm like, she's like, "Oh, Own the Day. Oh yeah, I was a model for one of his."
I know who you're talking about.
Whatever.
Shout out.
So like, it just so happened that like she ended up being one of your models for one of your, drops or whatever.
I think she's in the right way.
Yeah, shout out to Adriana. She's super cool.
You know what? That's the thing I get the most now is like people. It's cool that people see other people in it and they say, "Oh, cool hoodie," or like that's dope. Or other people are starting to see each other in the fits, and it just kind of makes it a thing. And over time, so many people hit me up with that, and it's pretty rewarding. I think that's probably the most rewarding feeling is knowing that it's being seen. People are connecting. People are recognizing the logo, they're tapping in, and
yeah, people are connecting separately just because of your brand. You know what I mean? Like that's cool in itself.
It's pretty cool. That's why I'm like, even just to bring up next Saturday again, I'm so hyped to just see people show up, and like it's ultimately just a kickback with all my friends, so it's gonna be fucking awesome.
It's gonna be sick. We're gonna have I told Danny boy, you better throw some Rob Zombie on that,
dude. Yeah, I want to fucking rage. Mosh pit at Joe's. He's gonna be pissed.
It might get a little crazy.
I'm so excited.
We're gonna have the Nintendo 64 out.
Dude, yeah. Come get your ass beat at Madden 99.
Dude.
I'm with it. We're playing it the other day and I lost twice and it was my game.
Hey bro, you can't be trying to get a leg up on us.
I'm practicing, bro.
No, dude, that's gonna be fun. And Joe, shout out to Joe, just for always opening up his place.
Put the applause again one more time, please.
Let's go, Joe. Joe always opens up his shop to local artists. He always gives people a chance to just, hang out. Like a lot of people are too afraid to put on an event like that.
Facts.
Because they're afraid of, but Joe is just like everyone's welcome, like family type stuff. And that to me just shows like Joe, like he kind of grew up how we did.
Facts.
Like family oriented, like connections mean everything. So like Joe is smart by realizing that, because look at how many people end up at his shop and just looking around.
Exactly.
That's probably the first time people are ever going to see his shop, and they're like, wait, this is a barber shop? This is sick, And
I'm kind of helping him just on the marketing side. I'm trying to help my friends more just market themselves and pass what I've learned and what's worked for me, because ultimately there's enough room for all of us to really accomplish what we want. It's just a matter of doing it and kind of being the helping hand for each other. So that's my goal this year, is to kind of be more in the mix and hands-on with as much as I can be.
For sure.
Even if it's like graphic here, I want to be a part of a bunch of shit. Just to say, like what I think about is, like, when Joe talks about his journey with the shop, at some point I'm going to get brought up.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that.
Yeah.
And as long as I continue to, you know, be a positive impact, I'm always going to have a good, solid imprint in his life type of thing.
Right.
So I'm trying to do more of that and just be that blueprint and, you know, have my hands on things.
Yeah, like a mentor, a friend.
Facts.
You know, that's very valuable. Someone, you know, Joe trusts you. You know, like, you've done enough to prove yourself that you're not, like, shady and, like, you're just all about giving.
For sure.
And sharing.
Dude, I tell Joe, let's party. He goes, when? Real shit.
He's like, is there going to be lemon drops? I'm just kidding.
Fuck yeah.
Joe's that dude. We were just talking in the group chat the other day. When, like, you don't want to drink or you're ready to go or something. And, like, all of a sudden there's just, like, a lemon drop in front of you. And you're just like, come on, man.
Not gonna lie, we took a boys trip to Sipapu a couple weeks ago, me and the homies.
To go shredding?
Yeah.
Nice.
Shredded.
I forgot that you're on the mountain, dude.
I low-key got faded.
Did you?
I don't really drink like that, so it was pretty cool to kind of vibe on that type of tip. But yeah, we shredded. It was super dope. Just got away, you know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fire.
And you don't really notice it until you start defrosting, and then you're like, oh.
Word. We were out
All
there,
of a sudden
bro.
the blood starts flowing. I feel you, man. Yeah,
Super
we
dope.
need to get out there. I'm taking a couple weeks off. I re-injured my back a little bit on
way.
that. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, the last video I posted, I was airing out over a rock, and I landed it, but the impact of me landing it, like, just compressed my discs even more, dude.
Damn it, dude.
So, like, at the end of the day, I was just like, dude, I didn't fall today, but, like, I think me just landing from that height on my feet, like, messed me up.
Fuck.
So I need to be careful who I go with when I go next, because if I go with a certain group, it's just, you know, it's going to happen.
Dude.
I just have that, like, one-up energy sometimes on the mountain, where if everyone's doing it, I don't like give in to, what is it, peer pressure?
Right.
But on the mountain, I kind of do. You know what I mean?
Flip, all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I do not like the speed, so I cruise.
Yeah, that's good,
I
bro.
don't jump, homie. I chill, bro.
That's cool.
So,
See, and there's, like, that's what's so cool about snowboarding is, like, you can hit the mountain however you want.
For sure.
You could dive off into the trees. You can just stay buttering. You can bomb it. You can just whatever you're feeling that day.
We just took Johanna and her boyfriend boarding for the first time. Me and my girlfriend did.
Yeah.
And they were falling all up and down the mountain. It was hilarious.
Just trying to get it. First timers or what?
First timers. And it was cool because by the end of it, you know, we let them do their thing. We and her fucking shredding it.
Mm-hmm.
And me and her, my girlfriend, caught up to them on their last run. And we all were able to go down together.
Cool.
Super dope, bro.
That's cool.
Super dope.
Yeah. Hey, and if you guys are going and you don't like it, or if you try it and you fall a lot, just trust
Go
me.
sit
Try
in the
it.
lounge.
Try and go again.
And get the fuck off the mountain. Get out of my way.
Get out of here. It's all about the culture. Just kidding.
Fuck yeah.
No, but when I first went, I was like, this ain't for me. Like,
Right.
I didn't go. I went once when I was, like, young. And I was like, I hate this. But dude, okay. You know how you're supposed to wear all waterproof?
Yeah.
I wore a Carhartt coveralls, sticky, wet.
Damn.
So I was soaked all day, falling all day. It was just like a nightmare. Because I don't know, dude. I'm a country boy. Like, I just show up and I'm like, oh, yeah, winter gear.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't have, like, these $300 jackets and all that.
Straight up.
But when I went back, I kind of remembered certain things and I took off with it, bro. Like, there was a time in my life where I was literally following the weather and just going to wherever the snow was, whether it was 3 hours south, north, Colorado, anywhere.
That's dope. I got.
Because I was living with my parents, so I was just cashing out on tickets.
Good
And
old
back
days.
then, you could buy a Peak Plus pass for like $25.
Word, I bet.
Or it would be $25 to go if you're a student at Santa Fe, believe that.
Damn.
And then now, what is it, like 105?
It's like 130 or something.
With, like, if you're not renting.
That's It's
So if you're renting, it's like $135
bro, life's
easily.
expensive, dog.
I know, man. What are we
Everything
gonna
costs
do?
money. My shirt costs money. Go buy it. But nah, word. Yeah, it's tough, bro. Everything's expensive these days.
What do you do? Do you have any other hobbies that you kind of do, like just to? I think you invited me to pool one time. Do you still play pool?
Oh yeah, I play pool. We just got a pool at the crib.
A
you have
pool
to come
table?
See it. Yeah.
No
we got a
way.
pool table.
Oh, dude, please invite me.
We run it.
During Christmas break, I would just hop into Anodyne solo, just bust the rack out and just play. Because it's fun. It's like relaxing.
For sure. Yeah, we'll have to get it.
I'm down.
I play pool.
Oh, you should get an on the day.
Dude,
for your pool table.
I've had a vision.
That would be sick, dude.
I want to do like a lavender felt.
Yeah.
Or what's the fabric called? It's like
I don't
felt,
know.
right?
Yeah, felt.
I want like a
I don't
lavender
really know,
felt, big logo in the middle. I'd make it real icy, real fucking bougie as fuck.
That would be sick, dude.
But I got into boxing recently, so I started boxing a little bit.
No way.
Yeah, I started box.
Just to stay in shape or what?
Literally, yeah, just to stay in shape. Shout out to
that
Coach
cardio.
Paco at Duke City Underdogs.
Oh, I see that place. Shout out Duke City.
Off Lomas, yeah, that's the team over there.
So what he's trying to say is don't mess with him, bro.
Don't
on a
mess
street
with
fight.
me.
You've been getting some 1-2.
Plus, we're wearing death metal tees now, so we're on it, bro.
I'm ready, dude. I'm ready. Let's go. Just kidding.
Other than that, bro, I just been hustling, been in the cut.
Just working silently behind the scenes.
Yeah, working behind the scenes, you know, spend a lot of time with my girl and just kind of plot on, you know, what we're doing next. It's so time consuming, especially now that I got a crib. You know, it's kind of like it's just time consuming being alive.
Yeah, doing adult stuff.
You know, yeah, a bunch of random shit. You know, if it's work, if it's jobs, if it's whatever, you know, it's always doing something. So like, you know, I'm happy to be busy, but it's definitely, you know.
What's it like being in a relationship through all this? Like, is it a good support? Is it like, does she support you?
Yeah, she's so dope. She actually texted me yesterday like this is her favorite drop, and I was like, that's fire. Like, it was a genuine like, this shit's fire.
That's sick.
So to me, it's like, you know, being in a relationship, sometimes like if she don't approve it, I'm like, eh. Not even like if she says, hey, that food might be bad, don't eat it. I'm gonna trust her opinion.
Right.
That's just how I am.
Well, you know, she's got your best interest through it all.
And she's smarter than me. So
hey, that's brownie points, dude.
So you know what I mean? So, but she's super supportive, and you know, I feel like as I keep going and like even the shit I've been doing for the new job I just got, you know, I think the graphics have just been getting better, the rollouts have been getting tighter, cleaner, and the name's just getting bigger, so I think each drop's just slowly fucking hitting different, you know, just getting better. And,
that's cool,
man. I
man.
think people are starting to see that.
I'm glad that you've established that you're not afraid to tap into anything. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's like now you're literally free to do whatever you want. Not that you haven't always been, but like you've set the bar to where like what you drop next won't be. It'll be probably something totally different.
Dude. And I think what I want to do is just flex my versatility this year and just do shit that no one else is doing. And like I said, just tap into all these markets. And I figure like, let's say each market has 100 people. Keep it short. And if I can get 10% or, you know, whatever percentage of each market, by the end of the year, I'm going to have a wide range of people who support the brand. So I can come out with just a logo tee and it might just hit to everyone who's just already supporting. So, you know, at the end of the day, like, I still don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of figuring it out, and I know what's worked in the past. And
well, I think what you brought up earlier, which is really good and really like I think it's a healthy mindset, is like when you said the reason you created this is like it brought out like your inner child.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So like you're doing stuff that like you're still not like being too cool for like, oh, I grew out of that or whatever. Like you're almost paying homage and tribute to like who you were growing up and stuff like that. Because dude, there's an audience that like there's a younger audience that's the vibe right now.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Word.
That's where they're in. That's their era. And us, like, you know, like me, it'll be fun to rock some like crazy metal gear again.
And low key, they don't even know what it says, but they'll still rock it just because it's dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I like that, man. And I think that's so cool because I have to remind myself too to when I'm doing podcasts and stuff to not like cater too much and just straight up just be myself. And it could be you know, there's different versions of myself. There might be an episode where I'm locked in, or an episode where I'm super goofing off and probably sloppy or something like that. But at least it's like a part of me. You know what I mean? Like you're still getting like the core of Josh Griego, like when you talk. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not like, I don't know. I try my best to not ask like super like cliche questions. Like, I don't know, like how do you know when you're successful, or what are your plans to? When will you know when you made it? Or
Republican or Democrat?
Yeah, I stick with that. I don't know, bro. Like I just ask questions that I'm genuinely just curious about, because
I like that. And
there's honestly, a lot of Easter eggs in people that you can only get out of them through conversation.
And that's a cool thing about Kill Tony too, is like Tony like asks people this random ass shit, and like it brings out a whole different story.
All of a sudden you find out how weird they are.
Literally.
Yeah, they're like, so what's your sexual life like? And they're like, oh, actually, I just, you know, got a prostitute last night. Also, like, go off the rails, dude.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's
but
crazy.
Then you're like, oh, dang, I didn't even know this person's, like, crazy.
I think that comes to just being curious, and that's the cool thing. Like, I'm hoping people see this graphic and they don't get, like, intimidated or, like, turned off about it. I hope people kind of try to figure it out. Like, you know, there's a message in the graphic, you know, that I get, you know, and you're going to get something different. And it's just, that's a cool thing about this death metal stuff, is, like, it's so edgy that it can mean anything. Mm-hmm. And it's really up to the person to you know, dissect it. But
oh, dude, I love it. That anarchy.
Yeah, dude, just fucking. Because if you look, it's a face screaming with an
eyeball,
with the third eye open. So, like, in my mind, I kind of saw it as like, and even I was kind of.
Watch, give me it. I'm gonna just show that.
I was tripping the other day because I was thinking about it. You might have to sip it up.
You're thinking about what?
I was thinking about how, like, I've just been exposed to just more reality as I get older, type of thing.
Yeah.
And, like, to me, the graphic just looks like someone who's just being exposed to reality, but they're kind of just open, you know? And you know that third eye shit type of stuff. So
yeah. Well, dude, like, it's perfect. What people don't know, like, what your third eye open means, because a lot of people don't. Like, when you have your third eye open, it's almost like you have your spiritual eye open. You're more in tune to things other than materialistic things.
Right.
You're in tune to frequencies and feelings and emotions. And you're kind of, it's similar to like what someone would say, like you're tapped into like a higher frequency. Like when you have your third eye open, you're like aware of everything.
Exactly.
You know?
So I think the designs are cool in that aspect, that like if you're tapped into that type of knowledge, or you know, you're just thinking differently, I think you're gonna get attracted to it. So
yeah, that's cool, man.
It's still new, you know, it just dropped. Of course, like a few people have it, but like you know, I'm just in the soft launch right now, so I'm slowly just like marketing, like especially on Instagram, to like metalheads, to hashtags, to a lot of the music I've been using has just been heavy, just to like gather the overall idea.
Mm-hmm.
I used a hip hop song on this reel and it just like didn't hit, and I was like, yeah, I gotta go heavy.
For sure.
Even like last few months, I've been listening to metal music again, just to tap in, just to be in the mindset of like just, you know, fast, hard, in your face type of,
dude, it's fun.
Fuck yeah,
it's fun. Like when you're listening to metal or you're at a metal concert, there's just like this, like you're just, the chains are broken.
Literally. Facts.
Like you're just like, there's no, like, it's all just like release of energy type stuff.
And low key, like back to the original, I think first question, the reference point was my dad grew up in a band playing rock music. So like I grew up listening to rock. The metal was mixed in. I would go to his rock shows and like I would see him rock out on the guitar.
That's sick, dude. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he won Amateur Song of the Year in 2008.
That's
I've never
sick.
seen a trophy, but yeah, he says that happened. It was a song called Black Widow.
Is he going to be there at the event?
Probably not, but you know, we'll see.
Pop in, get a burger, or tell him.
Facts. But
that's cool, man. So like, I didn't realize you're deeply connected to that type of music and stuff like that.
Dude, we were around that, and I feel like the first few people that at least I was inspired or influenced by were wearing this type of shit. They were punked out, they were tatted up, gauged up. You know, it was those type of people who I were looking up to, and the people that I saw either with money or they had whatever they had at the time that as a young kid I looked up to. So I think to connect myself to this drop, the bigger reason why I Own the Day is a thing is like I had to find the reference point. So like
that way you're connected to it like directly.
Exactly.
And it's coming from somewhere pure.
Right, because at the end of the day, me and my buddy Al, shout out to Advent Studios, he helped me make the design. So it wasn't necessarily something that I created and then I was like, okay, this is what it means. Like
You knew what it was or what you wanted going into it.
Right. And now that I've been rolling it out, I didn't find the reference point until like a couple of days ago. But the drops, I've had it for months.
So like subconsciously it was in the back of your head and like there's like that urge or something.
Right. And this was supposed to drop before Christmas actually. So I'm really late on dropping this project, but everything happens for a reason.
So dude, I like the design because it's like super risky. It's like totally metal. Like when you see it, it like catches your eye. Like what the heck is that?
Yeah, and
is that a girl screaming with the third eye? Like that's like hardcore.
It's hardcore.
And then like the Own the Day is subtle in the back. It's like you almost kind of have to really look at it to read it.
Facts.
But like it's there.
And I remember when I first posted it on Instagram, I put a poll up and I was like, I love it, or the second option was like too risky. And a lot of people put too risky, but I knew there's a market for it.
You're like, that's how I know I'm picking that one.
Right. I dropped that shit and it's just kind of knowing, like, even I don't have the OG logo.
Of the face? Or of the what the original?
No, my O logo.
Oh yeah.
I got that tatted on my leg, like fucking,
the O with the.
No, the new one, the new logo. That's kind of looks like a shield. My Instagram logo.
Oh yes. It looks almost like a Sigma Chi, like a
symbol.
Yeah, it's a symbol. It looks like a. Yeah, I think that's one of my favorites actually.
And it's ultimately an Old English O, but
Old English. There you go.
I got it tatted.
Stupid.
On my leg, probably this big. It's big as fuck on my leg, and I tatted it before the project even dropped with that graphic.
Damn.
So it was kind of like, just like, I thought it was so cool when I first made it, and I was like, originally it was just supposed to be an Old English drop. That's it.
Yeah.
And then the more I started to fuck with the logo, I was like, yo, this is hard. So I don't know why I got it to. I don't know what got me to tattoo it, but it's still my logo. It turned into the official logo.
Wow.
And that's what I ended up basing the brand around when I started to rebrand in 2002 is when I dropped the Old English project, and everything after that has had the logo, and now I have this logo that I've used to add to it, and now I have I feel like I finally in 5 years have a full logo package based around that O.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's so sick.
It's so dope.
That's the acid wash, the gray acid wash ones, like the with that O on it.
Oh yeah, those are dope.
Those are sick. I see those everywhere.
That was a popular one actually.
Yeah, and I got the tank from you. I wear that one. I'm trying to think of the logo that's on that one. I wonder if it's that O. The tank top I got from you at the last pop up. It's like a black tank top. I think it's that. I think it's that style maybe. Oh no, it does have the Old English O.
It says Own the Day vertical.
Heck yeah, dude! With my panza out, bro. I'm at the gym, still repping it.
Hey, the panza is real, bro.
Hey, dude. I've heard that the dad bods are in, so.
They're not in, bro. Don't let them lie to you, dog.
Well, I have no choice, bro. Hopefully, the girl I end up with is just gonna have to like it or leave it.
You can't change someone. You know?
That's true.
And low key, what I've learned is if people can accept your flaws, they haven't accepted theirs yet.
If they can't accept yours.
Exactly. I think there's a lot of self, realization that comes with that type of thing. But I learned that, if I can accept my wrongs and own up to my shit, that, You
have more sympathy for other people when they, like, make mistakes. Actually, or you just realize that they're, like, everyone has their own vices and everyone messes up in different ways. So just because someone messes up a different way than you doesn't mean that they're worse than you.
For sure.
They just messed up differently.
And I be getting on people's asses. I feel like I'm just kind of stern with what I want, and I've lost expectations with some people. Just like you can't expect people to either show up, be there, support,
Mm-hmm.
like what you're doing, or at the end of the day, we all have busy lives, so it's kind of like you appreciate the people who do pull up, who call, who hang out, who come kick it,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of shady people. There's just people who maybe don't have your best interest, or like,
Yeah.
now that I'm 5 years deep, I've seen shady shit go down. I've seen just like people act weird or be different, and I've seen people who've just kept it G the whole time, like Mr. Wiz Khalifa. That man, he's the coolest guy I know, bro.
That's sick.
You know what I mean? So
That's a cool guy to look up to.
I never actually kind of. It's not that I look up to him, because I think obviously what we do is vastly different, but I think the fact that he's been himself the whole time is something I've always admired. Like,
And even though he does different things, it's still who he is, and it's like never really too far off from what's branded Wiz.
Bingo.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my ideology too. Is like I'm taking the Wiz blueprint because I came up from that. So like I'm taking what he's preaching and I'm using it to my advantage. So
Dude, that was Mac Miller for me.
Word.
And it's sad that the homie's gone, because I grew up with him. We're literally like the same age. And
That's
so
crazy.
whenever I was in high school, he was in high school. Whenever he was like, I feel like we went through those phases together.
Damn.
So like when he was playing those fun like Donald Trump songs and whatever Nike's on my feet song, all those,
Facts.
that was the phase that I was in. And then when I graduated college and was in that experimental open your third eye phase in my life, he dropped like Faces,
Trippy.
this creative, and it was just like we were always in the same. And then whenever it got cut off, I was like, damn, like I lost almost like a creative like mentor.
For sure, bro. I remember I was working at Journeys back then, and I remember me and my homie Vaughn got the news that we saw it on Twitter. I think, I forgot who let us know, but we were like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, it almost didn't even seem real. You're like, is someone trolling?
It was literally a moment. I remember like, whoa. It was like my body stepped out of, or my soul stepped out of my body, and I was able to see the bigger picture. It was like weird. And obviously, I don't know that full, but we have an impact.
But he's like our age, so it's like,
For sure.
you imagine yourself, like, what if my life just got cut right now? You know what I mean? And then you start like, I don't know, when things like that happen to me, or when I mess up in life, whether it be just due to alcohol or just relationships, I've been trying my best to like do corrective action type stuff. You know what I mean? Like if I mess up a certain way and I feel like that wasn't who I am, then I have to like correct myself. Like I recently cut off alcohol like completely.
Yeah.
And I'm only like 2.5 weeks sober.
2-3 hours.
What time is it? Just kidding. But just at least for now, I feel like I need to come back to who I am. You know what I mean? Like I always felt like I had to have a drink wherever I was, or it was just like natural. It became too much of the norm.
For sure.
And so now I'm just like, you know what? Like, I don't need that right now. I'm just going to stay locked in and focus on health and stuff like that.
Word.
And then when I'm ready for it, whatever. But like, all it takes is just like one thing where you're not yourself and you're like, okay, I need to back off. That's not who I was.
I know. And I think when I'm around so many new personalities, especially like the more people I meet, it's a very, it's a strong reminder, like, yo, be yourself when you're around these people. Like I was at a music video the other day that was like totally out of my element, you know what I mean? But I was there in the cut, like just doing my thing, hands in my pocket, hoodie on, like fucking hat so low, like you don't know who that little fool is in the corner, you know what I mean? But that's the tip I'm on,
Yeah.
But I had to remind myself in the moment, and in moments like that, like just be who you are.
Right.
When I'm doing these big ass pop-ups.
Like don't try and impress no one or be like, hey, like don't overly like just let people come to you in a way.
Exactly. And even at the pop-ups, like bro, I'm at the point where of course I'm trying to sell and I pitch, but like I'm like, if you like it, you're either gonna come chat, come buy it, or it's cool to look, but like I'm not gonna be mad if someone don't buy something or try to push them that hard. It's like if you want it, you're gonna cop it.
That's
or
true.
Like I'm at the point too where it's just like if one person doesn't like it or it's too much, there's someone who's gonna get it.
Well, dude, you can't please everyone.
Exactly.
It's like even in life, like God created us all so differently that you possibly can't if we were all the same and we all liked the same thing, how miserable would we be?
For sure.
You know what I mean? So like, some people it's just not their cup of tea, and life goes on.
Dude, I was at the rail yards this one time.
At the what?
The rail yards.
Oh,
And this young homie loved the tea, bro. And I told his grandma how much it was. She's like, "That's $30 for a t-shirt." And I was like doing some other shit, and it totally caught me off guard. And I was like, "Yeah, it's $30. I put a lot of effort into it, you know. Like I did this,
well,
that, and the
dude,
third,
but
you know." But it's just almost perspective too, because it was like, you know, some people don't give a fuck that you got your own brand going, or you know, you're an artist. Sometimes people just see it as like you're trying to come up on a few bucks, you know. So like, in those moments, I just had to be myself. I think I told her something smart too. I was like, well, I'm a smart ass, so I told her something, and I was just
yo,
like,
you need to get with the times, old lady.
someone's gonna buy that shit. I think she walked by again, and I was like, sold.
Dude,
I'm just
but
kidding,
that think about it. That if she went to McDonald's that same day, she'd probably say the same thing about the prices of the chicken nuggets.
Exactly.
So like, I wouldn't take it personal.
And also, people aren't going up to Nike and being like, yo, can I get a discount? Can
Yeah.
I get, you know, so even with Cookies opening up here in Albuquerque, I'm in the weed game as far as my work goes.
Is that a dispensary?
Cookies, yeah, Cookies owned by Burner, big weed company. They just opened up a dispensary off Industrial or Broadway. But they had a packed line for like the whole weekend, like wrapped around the fucking building.
When they first opened?
Yes, dude, it was huge, and that's people here coming up to something that they're excited for.
Right.
So it's like people here are willing to show up somewhere or wait in line, even when fucking Cane's open.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's about having the hype, the demand, the right product, you know, and just kind of.
And then the way I see
moving
it
like
too
that.
is like, we're all trying to support each other. So like whenever I buy a shirt, like I know directly it's going to you. You know what I mean? And it's gonna help you out in some way or another, even if it's just a shirt or something like that.
No,
so like for you to be like all greedy, like, well, how come I can't get whole price or whatever? It's like, dude, this person's literally creating all this and putting himself out there. Like, have some respect in a way, you know?
Facts, and I try to remember that too.
And it's, you know, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. You have to support people around you, bro. Like, we're all gonna grow together.
For sure.
Like, by you being on the podcast, you're supporting me. You know, I'm gonna go to your event.
Dude,
like in some way or another, it's gonna be sick.
So
hopefully some of our audience goes.
Pull up.
See Tommy Chicharron there.
See Tommy, see Joe, see the booth. There's gonna be some dope people.
Yeah,
there,
it'll be fun. If you guys love art, you guys love music, you guys love just connecting, networking. If you're a friend of ours, you know, you'll at least know that you have two friends there that you could chat with and hang out with.
If you're my friend, you'll pull up, and if you're lame, you'll stay at home.
There you go.
I'm so like, you know, I'm so over it, dude. Like, I'm so over it. I'm so over
it, dude.
Because like I've learned that like it's ultimately it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough because everyone could show up.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone could buy something, but I think there's a lot of factors, and I think some people are kind of maybe stuck in their four corners. They don't like going out, or some people are just, they'll come up with any excuse to almost fake support. Is I think what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And I've just been able to push through that, and I'm trying to get over it because there's just so much fake support, dude. It's unreal. But I think I'm not trying to be like, you have to support me this much.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I've noticed that some people want to look like they're behind you and supporting you just so, they're not on your bad side type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very aware of like those who have been investing. Like, I just been getting close with this younger homie, Jaden. He's like 16, like boxing grown man. Like, he's a little badass, bro. I just reposted him on my story. He has like pink hair. You'll see him. But I've been getting really cool with him just because he fucks with the gear heavy.
Yeah.
I meet his family, and I know it's a group effort for them to invest in my brand, meet up with me, get to know me, and
right
now the mom's gonna bring Jaden to the event next Saturday. Cool. Little homie's gonna come hang out, and that's
bring
just
the
like
mitts for the homie.
That alone is like showing me that okay, I'm doing something with community.
And
like,
dude, with the thing, like what you brought up with the people that you said, fake support and stuff like that. My best advice is just take note of it and don't let it show. You know what I mean? For sure. That's the best thing you could do, because people could see if you start like turning bitter, or like,
right,
it shows like literally like a reflection, and then people can see right through it. Like you just got to stay positive, bro.
Literally, and
then look, like with the fan that you lost, or someone that you said is fake, you gained this new supporter with the whole family. You know what I mean?
What's crazy is like it's not even like I lose supporters. I feel like just people want to seem like they support you. Like the other day, it'd be tripping me out because like homie asked me if I had drugs. Right, he wanted to buy some drugs off me. But he's never hit me up to buy a shirt.
Oh, okay.
So you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like people want to be fucking with you, but they're not. They're like, I think the excuse sometimes I get is like, money's tight.
Yeah.
And I get it, but you also have like $300 shoes on.
Yeah.
So it's just like I've seen people, just kind of show that side, and it makes me appreciate those who really fucking support, like the younger homie who's just like. Just loves the clothes. Yeah. It's like super dope. So
that's cool, bro.
It's a journey, bro.
Yeah, it is a journey. It's life, bro. People are gonna come in your life, and you might think that they're gonna be there forever, and they're not. And then sometimes some people you don't expect to come in your life come at this weird opportunity. Dude. And it's weird, bro. Like I keep bringing up God, but like God operates at a different time length than us. You know what I mean? So God's timing is always better than ours, what we think. Facts. You might think like, whatever, all of a sudden God's will introduce you to this kid. And who knows, this kid might branch out, do all this stuff. And you would have never even, that wasn't even on your radar type stuff. You know what I mean?
Word, because like at first, like when I first met him, I think he somehow found my page because I've been working with some boxing people, following them, whatever. I don't know if he specifically came for me, but he pulled up to the rail yards and was low-key kind of looking around and waiting for me. And I was running late, of course. And I set up and I see this kid. I'm like, I kind of seen them before.
Yeah.
And they come up to me without my table set up. They're like, hey, we want to buy something from you.
Well, dude, that's the thing is like you've become a mentor for like a different audience. You know what I mean? Your brand and everything, like you said, the lifestyle that you're putting out is connecting deeper than just a shirt too. You know what I mean? Like that kid or whoever you just talked about, they like look up to you in a way. Word. You know what I mean? And so like think about that next time you talk to him and stuff, like because he's probably just looking for some type of mentorship or something like that.
And I know I just look cool as fuck. I pull up, he's like, oh dude, I know that guy. Like
and just feed into it, dude, because there's people, I even have like super young people like in middle school comment on the podcast, and it's like, you're just as important as my homie that's my age. You know what I mean?
For sure, dude. I have a homie who always tells me, oddly enough, he's like, I want to be where you are. I'm like, dude, we're in the same spot. What the fuck are you talking about? I tell him, like, dude, don't think like that. Snap out of it, because, I mean, it may look like I'm here, but you don't know what the fuck I go through or, like, where I'm actually at with things, So it's like, you really just have to go at your own pace, and that's kind of my attitude this year is, like, go at my own pace. With working out, with my health, prioritizing that, with these drops going at my own pace, and even with who I collaborate with, just going at my own pace,
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people I want to work with, but like maybe the relationship's not there yet, the idea's not there yet,
And I think it's cool that you show a humble side of yourself too, and tell these kids, like life's hard, Like I'm not just like this big thing and it just popped out of nowhere. Like no matter where you're at in life, like you think I made it, I'm still going through crazy struggles behind the scenes. Exactly. Because I think people think that once you get this status, all the problems just disappear. You know what I mean? Like, or like, once rich. I make that, then I'm like, I
have a lot of people tell me like, well, just use on the day money, and like, well, it's like, dude, that's not a thing. Like, it's just like. I don't know, maybe it looks like that from the outside, but like a lot of the money just gets reinvestment, and it's not even about that too. I think people sometimes see, if it's pop-ups, how much sales you're making. Like, I think people tend to just kind of be, I've just gotten like bitter comments, you know, from like close people too, and it's very jokingly, but I can definitely see like where it's coming from.
Well, you're doing it right by investing back into your business. You could have easily cashed out right away and made a, solid buck and called it a day. But like right now, what's more important to you is growing the brand. Like that's like number one priority as a creator.
Facts.
Like the money will come when it comes, but you're not driven by that. It's all about just spreading out the brand.
Facts.
And then once you get enough people to, love the brand, then it's just going to feed back into itself.
Literally, and I feel like if I could drop one banger that, maybe goes semi-viral in terms of, like, even the Missoula drop, bro, like, we went worldwide with that, dude. Like, we shipped out, like, we probably shipped, like, 20 packages to Canada, a few to Australia, South Africa, fucking Germany, a whole bunch of odd places that, like, I can't even pronounce. So, like, that type of thing, even how big it was still so minuscule to what we could be doing. Right. So,
well, at least now you got a little taste of, like, okay, we could tap into that.
Exactly. And just what's possible, so with this next drop, I think why I also went so grunge and like different is because I knew whatever came after that had to be insanely unique. And it couldn't just be, I think the biggest advice I got was to go more graphic. So I didn't want it to be another logo tee.
Right.
I would have took a dub and stopped essentially the snowball effect that I have, so I think the death metal is just gonna add
just more diversity, bro.
I'm flexing.
It's adding more diversity. You're showing how versatile you are. I think that's huge, man. Well, dude, we got the event coming up February 10th. Roll into Ito's Barbershop. We're gonna have the kickback next Saturday. Go support the homie. Go support other local vendors. I'll be there. If you guys, want to be a guest on the podcast, come find me. I'll probably be wearing the shades. We'll see.
That'd be cool. I'll be on brand.
Yeah, for sure. And also, Own the Day. Go support Own the Day. I love what you're doing, Frankie.
Thanks, bro.
Proud of you, man. Every time we see each other, we level up in some way. And let's go. Episode 68, guys. I love you.
OwnTheDay47.com. Peace.
Let's go.